And I honestly think that you don't need many different exercises per muscle to maximize the growth. But the back is a bit different. The back muscles are super complex with a lot of different functions and muscles involved. What is going on YouTube? This is Johan Kim. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to share some tips I've discovered for building back muscles, especially for those struggling with it. I'm someone who always tries to minimize the number of exercises when working out each muscle group, and I honestly think that you don't need many different exercises per muscle to maximize the growth. But the back is a bit different. The back muscles are super complex with a lot of different functions and muscles involved. So building an impressive back with just one or two exercises can be pretty challenging. So let's talk about why it is difficult and what we should do. First, we need to understand how the back muscles are structured. There are actually more muscles in the back than we might think. But since we're aiming for visible back muscles, we'll narrow it down to four main ones. The first one is the latissimus dorsi, which everyone knows about. Then there's the trapezius, which we often call the upper back. Next, we have the teres major, and finally, the rear deltoids. Today, we'll go through these muscles one by one and discuss effective ways to train each. The lats, as they're commonly known, cover a wide area of the back. They play a huge role in that V-taper shape we all want. Most people are already pretty good at training their lats, so there's not much new to share. But personally, I recommend going heavy for the lat exercises. And when you go heavy, horizontal pulling exercises are often more beneficial than vertical ones. If you really want to lift heavy, try one-arm machine rows. But it is 100% okay to do barbell rows, machine rows, like any exercise where you feel comfortable and can go through the full range of motion. And of course, pull-ups and the lat pull-downs are also excellent. But one mistake people often make with these exercises is using too wide a grip. This emphasizes shoulder abduction more than shoulder extension and involves a lot of scapular movement, making it harder to load the lats heavily and leading to a lot of resistance going to other muscles like the traps and rhomboids. So, if you want to focus on your lats, I recommend keeping your grip just slightly wider than shoulder width. I feel like the traps are often underrated by people in terms of importance, but they play a crucial role both visually and functionally in our bodies. When it comes to impressive back poses for physique athletes, well-developed traps often steal the show over the lats. If you want to widen your back, I think focusing on the traps is key. One major factor in making your back look wider is increasing the distance between your shoulder blades. Training the traps effectively can help with this, and to train them well, we need to know their functions. The key functions of the scapulae we need to focus on are upward rotation and retraction. For these functions, I find wide grip lat pull-downs and chest-supported T-bar rows to be the best exercises. While wide grip lat pull-downs might not be great for the lat development, they're fantastic for the traps. Upward rotation of the scapulae requires shoulder abduction, which wide grip lat pull-downs provide perfectly. I prefer lat pull-downs over pull-ups because they allow for better muscle focus and easier weight adjustments. During the stretch, feel your scapulae elevate and rotate upwards. During the contraction, feel them rotate downwards and depress. For focusing on scapular retraction, chest-supported T-bar rows are great. Your goal is to maximize the distance between your shoulder blades. Let your back round a bit if needed, and allow your arms to stretch out with the weight, feeling your scapulae spread apart. When contracting, slightly tuck your chin and focus on bringing your shoulder blades together. Don't grip too narrow, as that shifts the focus more to the lats than the scapulae. The teres major is often overlooked, but it can greatly enhance the width of your frame. When it's well developed, it creates a thick muscle between the arms and shoulder blades and gives a broader appearance from behind. The best exercise for targeting the teres major is the close grip lat pull down. When doing this, try to limit scapular elevation as much as possible. The teres major attaches between the scapula and the humerus, so scapular elevation doesn't really engage it and reduces the tension and load on the muscle. Lastly, the rear delts. Well-developed rear delts can make your back look much wider from behind. Any exercise can be effective, but I personally recommend the reverse pec deck fly. Check out my shoulder workout video for more tips on this. So, that's our deep dive into back training. As I mentioned, the back is complex and tough to grow. But by breaking it down by function and training accordingly, I believe you'll see better results. Consider whether you've been focusing too much on one function over others. I used to do pull-ups all the time and struggled to develop my traps, but after adding the trap-focused exercises I mentioned, my back got wider and thicker, so you also need to think about your back workout routine. I hope this video can be the game changer for your back gain. That's all for today. See you next time.